Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I just took down a fountain experiment. I've got this solar powered fountain or solar pump. And what I did is I put the pump underneath this with all the tubing that came with the kit. So it came up through this hole on this 3-gallon pot. And then I filled this up with gravel, and to make it quicker, or go quicker, so I don't have to put so much gravel in, I put a bunch of rocks in here. So it ended up being pretty heavy, and it worked okay. I was thinking about having the sprinkler head on the solar pump, and then the wind usually will drift that, and ends up emptying the reservoir. And it lasted. It was okay. It finally drew the attention of birds, but it got dirty and filled up with mosquito larvae. And I guess you could put maybe drill a hole, put a plug in, but it was really heavy and inconvenient to clean. So I emptied it out, and then I had another idea. So it wouldn't be so heavy and so cumbersome and difficult to clean. I just thought of using one of these Home Depot buckets, and then I have one of these saucers sitting around for one of the planters that I have. And what I did is I drilled a hole through the center, and at first I was wondering, what am I going to put the pump, what am I going to set it on, because the tubing isn't long enough to hit the bottom. And then I realized it doesn't need to get to the bottom. And what you have here is you have these tubes that interlock. It's just a pressure fit. So they have an inside diameter here and an outside diameter. So I found a bit that was close, but it was still too small. So what I did is I just heated it up a little bit with this torch, and it worked out. It pressed through. I thought it pressed through and took off a little bit around the edges, but it wasn't like a nice secure fit like I thought it was going to be. But I just ran the pump. But this interlocks. You just put this other extension on the other side here, and there's enough there for it to grab on, and you can just have the pump hanging down into the water. And here's the panel. Just turn that over, and there you go. And here's the sprinkler head that I was thinking of using. That gets pretty high, so that'll empty out that reservoir on a windy day. And if this isn't angled perfectly, I guess maybe it would last longer. If you angled this, probably could adjust it with some stone that I plan on putting in this. But as you notice, there is a slight problem, and that is it fills up. So I thought maybe the gap was enough that some water would come through the bottom here, but it really doesn't. It's a pretty good seal there. And so I was wondering how to go about regulating this water in here. And what I'm thinking of doing is just drilling a couple of holes to see if I can get it so, but I didn't just want stone that water falls on. I was wondering, I don't know if I want some standing water for the birds to splash in. Yeah, you can see there the wind is just going to take that away from the reservoir, and it would quickly, empty. So I could, supposedly the sound of water, is also what attracts. I was hoping to attract a hummingbird so I could get some footage of a hummingbird. You can see it's a pretty tight fit. I can't get that off. There we go. And yeah, so I'm going to drill a hole at a time to see if I can get some equilibrium there, the water that comes out and then the water that goes back in the reservoir. And that's going to be a lot easier to clean. First off, all the dirt would just go through the holes into the bucket. So you just have to dump out the bucket, fill it up with some fresh water, and you're all set to go. So I might just leave this sprinkler head off and leave it like that. But yeah, just drill some holes and then see how that works out. See, maybe 2 to start off with. Well, with 4 holes, it's still filling up slowly, so maybe 1 or 2 more. Alright, so I just took some metal cutting shears and cut a little notch in the lip here, because this saucer has a little bit of an edge that fits just inside the inside diameter of the bucket. So I changed the bucket out to a white one, thinking it keeps the water cooler. Let's see if this is equaled out here. Looks like it might be filling up. I'm gauging the top of these bumps here. I'd still have to drill another hole. But this fountain here has, like, I don't know what this is, 10 feet of cord. I have it over sitting on top of the top cover here for this hive. Well, if it is filling up, it's very slow. I can always drill another hole later. It looks like, no, it's not going over the tops there. Just looking at this one here. Well, let me put some gravel in. Alright, so I ended up going for this larger saucer that I had, although it pains me to drill holes in it, because I think it was $20 for that. But I started off with 3 larger holes, which is probably too much. And I just put some painter's tape over them, but I'll put a dab of silicone over them to regulate the water better. But yeah, that's going to be a lot easier to keep clean and to maintain. All the dirt should just filter out into the bucket. I was thinking you could take one of those fish filters too and put them over the holes, or some cotton. But yeah, got a nice solar powered fountain here, and let's see if it attracts the attention of the hummingbird. So this is New England Gardening. Got my solar fountain set up again. Rev 2, Revision 2. Thanks for watching.